Right, settle in with your cup of tea or something stronger, because I'm about to tell you something that will make your blood boil. And I am not talking about the 36-degree heat here in our part of Thailand. You know how everyone bangs on about Thailand being the land of smiles? Well, behind those smiles lies a dirty little secret which has been swept under the mat for decades. There is a whole region of this country, nearly a third of the population, mind you, where the women wake up every morning knowing they are considered second-class citizens simply because of where they were born. On top of that, most tourists do not have a clue it even exists. Now, before you start thinking this is another expat having a whinge about Thai society, let me tell you, I have been living here for donkey's years, and the last 10 years in Isaan, and what I have witnessed in the region would make your grandmother weep into a Yorkshire pudding. Picture this. You are driving northeast from Bangkok past the gleaming shopping malls and fancy condominiums, and suddenly the landscape changes. The rice paddies stretch endlessly, water buffalo plod through muddy fields, and the houses, well, let us just say they are not featured in any tourism brochure. Welcome to Isaan, Thailand's almost forgotten heartland, where the women are some of the strongest I have ever met, yet society treats them as if they are invisible. The Isaan people face discrimination for their humble Lao origins, accents perceived as hilarious, darker features and low-class professions, and this discrimination hits the women particularly hard. You see, in Thailand's twisted social hierarchy, being from Isaan is like wearing a scarlet letter, except instead of adultery, your crime is being born in the wrong part of the country. Let me paint you a picture of what these women face daily. A dark complexion has long been associated with rural poverty and a low socio-economic standing. Imagine that. Your skin tone, determined by genetics and working under the sun to feed your family, becomes a mark of shame. It is as if being told your natural tan makes you less worthy of respect. The Bangkok elite, and I use that term loosely because half of them could not find their way around a rice field without a GPS, look down on Isaan women with a mixture of pity and disdain. They are viewed as poorly educated rural women who use their bodies, sex and marriage as tools for social advancement. Charming, is it not? These are women who often support entire extended families, send money home while working in Bangkok's factories and restaurants, and yet they are painted with this degrading stereotype. Now, here is where it gets properly heartbreaking. When you are constantly told you are not good enough, when your accent is mocked, when your skin colour is seen as undesirable, when job opportunities evaporate the moment they hear where you are from, what do you think happens to your self-worth? I have watched brilliant Isaan women apologise for their existence. I have seen them bleach their skin with dangerous chemicals, desperately trying to fit in to the beauty standard that values pale skin above all else. In many societies, and especially in Asia, dark skin has long been associated with working in the fields and, therefore, rural poverty. It is mental, really, punishing people for having the audacity to work hard for a living. The psychological toll is devastating. These women often internalise their discrimination, believing they genuinely are lesser than their Bangkok counterparts. They will downplay their intelligence, hide their rural roots, and sometimes even be ashamed of their own families. It is like watching someone slowly erase herself to fit into a mould which was never meant for her in the first place. Nevertheless, here is what those Bangkok snobs do not realise, and this is where I get a bit vindictive in my old age. Isaan women are absolute legends. While the pampered Bangkok princesses are getting their nails done and posting selfies, Isaan women are running businesses, raising families and quite literally keeping Thailand's economy afloat. Northeastern Isaan region has 1/3 of Thailand's population and has produced stars and celebrities. I learned this the hard way when I first moved here. I was being a typical pompous expat, making assumptions about the simple country folk. Then I met Nairan, a woman from a small Isaan village who spoke 4 languages, managed 3 businesses, and could out-negotiate a Bangkok lawyer while making somtam with her eyes closed. She politely but firmly put me in my place, and I have been grateful ever since. What amazes me most about Isaan women is their resilience. Despite facing discrimination that would break lesser souls, they keep fighting. They are starting their own businesses, educating their children, and slowly but surely changing the narrative. I have watched teenage girls from Isaan villages work 3 jobs to put themselves through university, knowing they will face prejudice at every turn. I have seen mothers sacrifice everything to ensure their daughters have opportunities they never had. It is the kind of strength that makes you realise how pathetic your own daily complaints really are. The tide is slowly turning, though not fast enough for some. Young Thais reject dark skin stigma as beauty norms evolve, and social media is giving Isaan women a platform to tell their own stories. They are no longer content to be defined by other people's prejudice. There is a new generation of Isaan women who refuse to apologise for who they are. They are proud of their heritage, their accents, their traditions and their strength. They are showing up in boardrooms, universities and government offices, forcing Thai society to confront its own ugly biases. What is particularly galling is that Thailand presents itself as this progressive, modern Asian nation to the outside world. Thailand stands at a pivotal moment in its journey towards becoming a regional role model for gender equality, according to UN experts. Yet, this discrimination against Isaan women reveals the hypocrisy at the heart of Thai society. In Thailand, data from the Multiple Indicator Cluster Survey conducted by the National Statistical Office with support from UNICEF shows that individuals are 3 times likelier to be discriminated against because of poverty. Moreover, guess which region has the highest poverty rates? You got it, Isaan. The real tragedy is not just the discrimination itself, it is the wasted potential. How many brilliant minds have been stifled? How many innovative ideas have been dismissed? How many talented women have given up on their dreams because society told them they were not worthy? Every time an Isaan woman is passed over for a job because of her accent, every time she is made to feel ashamed of her heritage, every time she doubts her own worth, Thailand loses a piece of its soul. Moreover, for a country that prides itself on Buddhist values of compassion and equality, it is pretty bloody ironic. However, here is the thing that keeps me optimistic. Despite my naturally grumpy disposition, these women are writing their own ending. They are creating support networks, mentoring young girls, and refusing to be silenced. They are proving that strength is not about where you come from, but what you do with the hand you are dealt. I have had the privilege of knowing hundreds of Isaan women over the years, and every single one has taught me something about courage, dignity and grace under pressure. They have shown me that true class has nothing to do with your bank account or your postal code. It is about how you treat others and how you carry yourself when the world is trying to tear you down. Therefore, the next time you hear someone making jokes about Isaan accents or see those skin whitening ads plastered across Bangkok, remember that behind every stereotype is a real woman with dreams, hopes and an unbreakable spirit. The discrimination may have shaped them, but it has not broken them. What is more, honestly, if I had to choose between having dinner with a Bangkok socialite or an Isaan grandmother, I would pick the grandmother every time. She would probably serve better food, tell better stories, and teach you more about life in one evening than you would learn in a year of fancy parties. This is the beautiful irony. In trying to keep Isaan women down, Thai society has forged some of the strongest, most resourceful people you will ever meet. Now they are fighting back, not with anger or bitterness, but with a quiet determination and unshakable pride. The land of smiles is finally learning to smile at all of its daughters equally. About bloody time, I would say. Right then, what do you think? Have you witnessed this kind of regional discrimination in your travels? Or is this news to you? Drop a comment below and tell me about the strongest women you have met. I bet half of them come from places that society undervalues. Finally, if you found this eye-opening, share it with someone who needs to hear this story. Let us make sure these voices are now heard, shall we? Thanks for listening, and goodbye.